All right, here we go. It is 2/1, February 1st. Time is flying. Checking out some of these crypto moves. Wanted to go on Zoom here, go over, what's going on here. Everyone's in pure panic. Of course, you go on X or all these social media sites. So let's take a look. I'm using stockcharts.com. This is pretty good to look at. So we can see here the run up from April, 74,000. That's when we made the big run here back in last April, May. You can see some dips here, 123, 124, 126, 3K, 126,300. Then we went down. Then we started to fade. 100,000 in October. We bounced to 116, went down deep to 80. What was that liquidation? Was that October or was it in November? I think it was around there. And it was a big liquidation event. So 93, 94, 84. Start to climb here from November. It's a good little climb all the way to 97. Now these are the moving averages here. All EMAs 5, 9, 13, 20, 50, 100, 150, 200. We're below the EMAs. There's the 200 red, 150, 100 blue. We're way below these. And now we just dropped even further, 75,000, 75.7K. You see the little tags here, 126.3K. So that's where we're at right now. And I think we're going further. I think we're going to 70,000, maybe 65,000. Let me go further out here. Let's see, 2 years. Can we see anything? Okay. Now, back in 2024, look at this sideways move. Basically, let me put this on here. This line right here. Trend line, horizontal. Is right about this 70 line. Look at this. 70,000 back in April, May, August, October 2024. It's trying to break out. Eventually it did that November 2024. Big time. Came all the way back. This is a classic move. Come all the way back, retest about 70, 74K, and then we took off. So, that was a classic move there. We went higher. We're going even higher. Put this, I don't want this on here. And then, eventually went higher. Then we're going back down and retesting again. So there's a lot of support here at 70,000. If you go below that, on this daily chart, there's nothing here. Below 70, you're at the 50. Bottom, it was about 50 to 70,000 back in 2024, that range back and forth. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's go to the weekly chart. We go 3 years. All right, so 3 years, we're climbing 20. Let me go further. 5 years. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, so back in 2022, 69,000 went down deep to 15. Look at the color here on money flow. You got RSI, money flow, stochastic, CCI, a new one I put in there, TTM squeeze. So when you're at 15, it was extremely low. Consolidated, started to grind. 15, look at the lows, 24, 38, 52, 74, and then now we're going all the way back down, running very deep here. Now on the weekly chart, yeah, it's 68,400. That is the 200 EMA. Could we test that, put it in a tail? Could that be it's possible? And we're not there yet. We're at the 150, breaking through all these trend lines at this point, these moving averages. And RSI has been going down. Money flows deep. Stochastic's very deep. CCI went up. It's going back down a little bit. And TTM squeeze right here is all red. See when we're going up? This is why I like this. It's almost like a MACD. Look how bright the green is. That was way up here. Then it went down again, but not that deep. And then you go up. We're in a down zone. We're not going up though. See the stair steps, the dark red, and it came bright red, stepping. Same thing with here. We start to go up. This is not doing that. It's still deep dark red. That'll be one sign too. If you look for that monthly chart, let's go here. 10 years. Let me see. Do I have my chart on here? I think I just erased all my stuff. Where is Bitcoin? Bitcoin. All right, here it is. Let's go 10 years. Now, going back, this is to a T. I called this probably in 2024, we started to go up. I said, watch the trend line. I have videos on it. I said 110,000 to I think I said maybe 120, 130. Look at this. So 19,870. Look at the line. That was the first line in 2018. Go sideways deep for a while into 2020. Go up to 64K, go down 69, go down deep, 18. But all these lows are getting higher. 18, 73. We didn't hit trend line here. Came back to 49K, go to 109, 74K, and 124K. But look how this is perfectly aligned. Top, top. This came close. This wasn't here, but then you have all these tops here, 124K. We hit it almost to a T in that range. Incredible. And now you're at 77,636. And what's below here on the monthly? Nothing. You have that 70 support right now from previous years, 21, 24. You have the 50-day. This is just the MA on this, 57,000. And then you have 37,000. Now, if you draw a line through here, you keep it tight. That puts it, broke support, would have been up here, 80, let me see, 80, about 85,000. So we're breaking down. You can see on the monthly too. Look at the loops here. Big dip. 2019 went up eventually. 2022 into 23. It was really 23 we started to go up. Look at this. All the way up. And now we're going now. Have we crossed over on the monthly? So Bitcoin runs very deep. It runs, 6 months plus. It's very long and drawn out. So we're at a 1640 stochastic, 3310. We haven't crossed over yet. You want to have a crossover here. Monthly's actually going down deep on TTM. CCI is deep. Money flow is starting to fade a little bit. RSI, it's all been dipping. So it'll see if we eventually get a crossover. To me, we're going lower. I don't see how you're just going to turn back up that fast to make a U-turn unless something happens positive for all this in crypto. So that's where we're at on, this is a 10-year monthly, you can see. In a downtrend. And yeah, if you don't hold 70, that is very big. It's very important right now. And you're looking at, I would look at this 55 to 60,000 range. That if you go even deeper than that, you're going probably this 40, 37, 40,000. If you see the lows in a monthly, 18, 31, 39. If you look at it very subtly, people are always in a rush. They're not looking at things. They don't see Bitcoin still in an uptrend. It's just long, long term, 18, 31, 39, 18,000. So every run has been higher. Now we're pulling back. The overall move's still higher. You could come all the way down to basically 37, 40,000, make a huge drop here. That will be the next landing spot in longer term, and then we start to go up again. So I don't know if it's going that deep yet. No one knows. But these areas I would look for 70, 65,000. 57,000, 50 EMA, around 40,000. That would be the 100 EMA. And you can see all these tops here. Look at this. Money flow. Everyone was in. Top. Mountain top. 21, 24, even RSI. And the RSI mountain tops are weakening. Look at 18, 21. It's getting smaller. I'm not sure if that means anything or people are losing their luster for Bitcoin. So we'll see with that. But so that's where I see it right now. Look at my other chart, from the live chart on Bitcoin. All right, so the daily chart, you can see right here, we're at 77. And so you can see up here the mountaintop, we bounced. Look at these wicks here. That was the big washout October. Down, try to bounce. All right, the weekly chart in this. So, Bitcoin, look at back when it was 60,000 and then right here, that's 70,000. Look at that line right here. And if it goes towards that and you get a good bounce, could be a bottom, at least a temporary bottom. And then you draw your line right up here, these wicks, broke support, tried to bounce, broke support again. So everything's just down right now. Monthly chart on this. So look in the infancy of Bitcoin, 2017, 20,000, came all the way down deep, eventually broke that. 20, went all the way up to that 63, 64, came back down. But see all these lows higher. Look at this points. 1, 2, 3, 4, up again. 5, back here was 60,000. Back up here. So this could drop down. The ultimate lows, we keep getting higher. So let me see. 1, 2, 3. On this is still 4. That would be 5. So you don't want it really to go below 60,000, or at least this wick, I would say 48,000. The other thing too, the volume's getting smaller in Bitcoin. Look at this. 21. We keep going down now. 21, 22. Look how low it's getting. I'm not sure what that means exactly. I don't follow Bitcoin that closely, but yeah, volume is decreasing. But still, overall, this is still in an uptrend. Nothing's changed unless you start going deep and it breaks all support. So there are the areas to look at. So right now, it's all about that 70,000 to me. Read about that 70,000, 7382, whatever you want to call it. So we'll watch. If we go below that, we'll take another step. Then we'll see what's next at 60,000. 65, 60,000. That's what I've been calling right now. I'm calling about 65.70 on Bitcoin. So, there it is. And we'll see how this plays out right now, but it's in the downtrend. Look at your monthly chart. Take your monthly, your weekly, your daily, you keep going down, and we haven't crossed over in the monthly, which is important. Every crossover, 2019 went up, 2022 went up. We're not there. Once this crosses over, you probably have a bottom. So that's it. We're going down, and we'll see how far we go down on Bitcoin. That's it. Please subscribe to Mike Kim and Trades on YouTube. Smash the like button. Check out all my social media channels. I get like 10 or 11. I can't even count now. That's it. Peace.